Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Odyssey Cup Counter-Strike 2 Championship 2025 live draw. We are live from Kuala Lumpur in Quill City Mall. And to everyone tuning in from the Samsung official channels, hi, my name is Priscilla and I am the host for the few remaining days of the tournament. Now, we have 8 regional champions fought way through qualifiers. They are here. They are hungry. But who they are fighting for, they don't know. Because either one of them, or maybe all of them, will be bringing home the prize pool worth of 50,000 USD. Now, that is a lot. In the next hour, we are going to decide their fate. We will reveal the official brackets for the grand finals, which is going to happen tomorrow, Friday. No more second guessing, and today the line draws with a head-to-head match. Without further ado, I would like to give a big shout out to our sponsors. For the entire journey is powered by Samsung, bringing you the ultimate competitive edge with Odyssey OLED G6, featuring a lightning-fast 500 Hz refresh rate and 0.03 milliseconds response time. A huge shout out to Red Bull, keeping our players and crews refreshed with their brand new flavor, pomelo and apple and muscat grape sparkling flavors. Now, who is actually here? The competition is stacked. We have teams hailing all over the way from Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, and Oceania. Without further ado, I would like to pass it on to our dear panels to further discuss about today's agenda.
All right, thank you very much, Priscilla, guys. Welcome here to the Quill City Mall. I'm FaZe. We got Lot Caliber and Trevor. We're going to be your panelists here for today, and we will be your casters as well for the next few days. So don't be shy, come and say hello. But yeah, we've got quite an insane couple of days here ahead of us. It's going to be action-packed. It's going to go all the way to Sunday. So if you guys are nearby, you guys are in the area, do come by the Quill City Mall. But yeah, we're going to start things off. We're talking about the teams. 8 different teams from this Asian region, plus Oceania, of course, and they are the top teams here. It's going to be incredible. But I would like to start things off with the home country, of course, Bayman Esports.
Yeah, I'll give a short little rundown. They went through their qualifier splendidly, right? There were 2 Bayman teams, the Bayman B team, Bayman A team. Of course, the A team is going to win that one through,
of course.
Easily through, right? And absolutely, there are some names there that are super important that we've been seeing, right? And one of it's like your old teammate, something like that, and it's just wild to watch. But it's nice to see them in a LAN setting here as well. Not only just Malaysia, right? We have all those other 7 other countries along with them, and yeah, big prize pool to fight for.
Yep, a 50,000 prize pool to actually play for, and an additional 2,000 for the MVP, the tournament MVP as well. So this is a lot of quite a big prize pool that they're playing for, and a lot of this will come down to the draw. To what is next on the agenda for us, the live draw, and this will determine a lot on how these teams will actually play out throughout the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. It's incredibly important. You want to see who you're up against, basically, here for today. That's going to be happening after we finish these things off. But yeah, once you actually know who you're fighting up against tomorrow, your first game, you're going to have to go back home. You're going to do your research with your coach and all that, and do some anti-stratting, because the VODs are up there. The qualifier VODs all up on YouTube, so you got to make sure you check those out. But yeah, it's incredibly important. As a team, you got to make sure your chemistry's up, you got the strats available, and you're just ready. Game day tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's not really a lot of time to even prep for, right? And because the teams would have prepped for each other if the whole bracket is already set, but we're doing the live draw. We're making things a little bit more interesting, right, between these 8 teams to kind of figure out the kind of style that they want to play, what kind of things they want to bring over into a LAN setting. And again, those qualifiers, all of them, they were at home.
Yeah.
This is going to be a LAN setting. It's totally different.
Yep, and I don't really think much of these teams have much LAN experience, so this one will all actually come to play. So for me, the big question is, will the team actually play it safe, or will they take a little bit more risks in like the vetoes or the map pools, because they can actually decide what map they would want to start off the campaign. But taking into consideration also, if they actually pick something a little bit out of the box, they would have to start on the disadvantaged side. So do they have enough strategy to actually make a comeback, or would they actually rather play it safe? So we'll see. The strategies will actually be pulled out even during the veto itself. So I'm really hoping to see what these teams have up against each other.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. Some of these teams, if I'm not mistaken, the Singaporean team, Team Nemesis, they're actually one of these teams that were actually recently formed. Just a couple of months ago, so they're still kind of building up their chemistry, still kind of building up their strats. Not gonna lie, they are pretty strong individually. Everybody here is talented, but as a team, it's a whole different story. You got 5 different minds, you got to blend together as one, and you kind of have to know what you got to do. But just yesterday, actually, Lot Caliber, he actually had an interview with Impression to see what he had to say here with this new team.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was quite a short interview because I didn't want to really take up his time for him to prep just in case, right? But first of all, nice dude, really cool dude. First impressions are good.
Okay, that's good. That's important.
Yeah. Yeah, he basically said the core is basically about 4 months old, so very, very young team in that sense, right? And again, this is not even though they are the Singaporean representatives here, it's not a full Singaporean team, right? It's 2 Singaporeans, 2 Philippines, 1 Kazakhstan player. And again, we've seen so many of these dynamics with teams getting their imports in, getting a mixed roster, right? It's been a thing for quite some time now in CS since before the pandemic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was when it kind of kicked off around 2018, 2019, that whole phase roster and everything. But I love to see what they can bring in with all these imports.
Yeah, even looking at Bayman ourselves, we also have 1 import from Russia, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see all this kind of teams trying to bring a little bit more dynamic to the team, trying to be more unpredictable rather than just having the same game style. So we'll see whether that could actually work. Because looking at the general point of view, most teams are actually moving towards that, and trying to get like an international coach, or a coach maybe from Europe, or to try to expand their playbook. So hoping to see all of the teams go head to head, and hopefully the best team wins.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Back in the days, it was just full-on Malaysian teams, full-on Thai teams, full-on Singapore. It's just going to be all 5 your actual nationality. But as they try to bring in the imports, it's been a lot more interesting. And I think I don't know, it makes it more fun to watch. Because obviously, if you're getting people from Kazakhstan, or you're getting people from Russia or wherever, the imports coming in, they're bringing in their own little play style. A little something from their region for us to pick up on.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree. I mean, look, even if you're banking on the fact that they're bringing in their own play styles, I mean, just for the teams, that's fun alone by itself, right? You're bringing in so much more in terms of the country's representatives from different places. You get more fans that way in that sense, right? A lot more support. And some of these regions are such underdogs, right? And we talk about Kazakhstan being the example, right? I mean, the most prominent example I could give is like the Furia lineup right now with Molodoy being picked up, right? And they're making absolute strides with him. So that region alone has its own set of superstars hidden there.
Yeah, because I mean the Kazakhstan country, I mean they can connect both towards the Asia servers and also the European servers. They roughly get around like 100 plus ping. But instead of going towards Asia server myself, you go towards EU servers and actually get better opponents and actually level up your gameplay. So I think that what actually Winter can actually bring into this Singaporean team, and maybe they could outshine us. I mean,
yeah, definitely. I mean, I would say, okay, let's just bring things back towards the teams. For me, one of my favorite teams probably be Semper Fi. A team from Oceania, the OCE region. Not only because I'm biased, because I used to live there, but
it's okay. I'm there too.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, a little bit of bias.
A little bit of bias.
But I was watching their gameplay. They're not afraid to get aggressive. They're not afraid to go crazy, especially if they're on the CT side as well. I saw during the qualifiers, it was OT. They were on Mirage CT side. They just went crazy. Double op setup. These guys are just incredible. But that's the thing. With this team, I feel like they're probably one of my favorites. What about you guys?
I mean, for me, I love the OCE teams. I I'm gonna give a bit of a throwback. The last time I saw an OCE team in a LAN setting was when they unfortunately kicked out our old Malaysian team by the name of MVP Cardinal. That's a whole throwback.
God
How many
dang.
years ago? Yeah.
Yep.
That was, I believe, what Team Immunity. That kind of went through, and that was a whole time ago. I think I shook hands with what was it, INS, Havoc or something that was there.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy time, but yeah, I mean, I always love to watch the Australians play, and in a LAN setting, you can hear them. You can always hear them.
Yep.
Yep, and the energy they always bring is next level compared to what we can see. So we'll hopefully we'll get to see that kind of energy throughout the stage, even from all the other teams across these 3 days, because we're gonna have amazing matches of Counter-Strike. A lot of tears will be shed, and a lot of victory also will be enjoyed.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot on the line, a lot of money on the line here. I mean, first place, 20,000 USD. It's heaps. You know, you're representing your country in a different country. You're in basically alien, foreign soil right now, and you're not at your own setup. So there's going to be a lot of pressure. The lights are coming in here from the stadium and the crowd as well. So we'll see whether or not these teams can perform under that much pressure.
Yeah, I mean, there's also the fact that you can kind of see your opponents too, right? There's that whole next level of gameplay there, just being here, seeing your opponent, seeing what their reaction is, and even then, you can also see your reactions of your teammates, right? It's a bit easier to hide online, you know, if you're all not in the same place. You don't know if your teammate's tilted or not. But if you see your teammates tilted or not, like if I failed a flash for you, FaZe, and I see you're tilted, I would feel bad. Yeah, so that would kind of throw me off my game. I don't know. What do you think?
Yep, I mean, definitely. I mean, in a LAN environment, I mean, a lot of things could be so crucial. Sometimes even the slightest of footstep can't be listened because of the audio surrounding, and that
Yeah.
could actually be such a key element on whether the round is won or lost. So all these kind of things, we'll see whether the players can actually factor in their teammates and try to make the best game out of every game.
Yeah, definitely, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, just moving on to maybe a different team. You guys, any teams that you guys want to talk about?
Ooh, I'm kind of curious with the Philippines team, right? Personally, had a lot of Philippines friends myself, and even working in other esports stuff. They have been very kind, very great people, but fierce competitors themselves, right?
Of course.
And I want to see what kind of style of Counter-Strike they bring into the scene, you know, because we talk about Asia as a whole, and our gameplay is very aggressive. It's we push W, we go and fight, we win the shots, and then we get outsmarted usually.
Yep,
Or
the
choke.
classic.
You know, we choke.
Or we choke. Or we choke. That's unfortunately what happened to Cardinal.
Yep. So for me, I will see maybe the Vietnam team, because the Vietnam teams, they're actually coming in as a replacement for VTM Galactic. So for them, they really do not have anything to lose. So for me, they can actually play their best Counter-Strike and probably spring an upset or two.
Okay. I mean, just looking at the teams, you know, MITH, made in Thailand, of course. You know, I think it's been a while since we've seen them. It's been at least a few years, and I think they themselves has also recently come in as a team. You know, but they are not they're not nobodies. You know, everybody here has the talent to play, individually talented, and I do have some names that I can recall. You know, like Rolex, now currently playing in the team of MITH. But the thing is, being a team like Nemesis, you know, you don't really have that much time to prepare as a team to get the chemistry in together. So I'm interested to see what they can bring here into the tournament, because we all know in the likes of Southeast Asia, the Thailand players, they can aim.
Yeah, no, I mean, back when I was competing in my own esport, yeah, that was basically the case, right? It was they're so aggressive, and again, when their comms are live and they're going through, they can be just as rowdy as like the OCE teams, right? And again, it all depends on how they want to kind of approach the game, right? Again, we say they could be aggressive, but who knows? They might pull off something crazy. They might pull off more defaults than we could ever expect, right? And being on the land position might shift things, right? It might slow things down. They don't want to give away too many of their strategies away, you know, from all the different factors that kind of surround this environment in this stadium here, or in this room here. And yeah, it's just the Thailand players. fair shot, honestly. It's fair game for I think a lot of these teams.
Yep, and even looking back at the last notable CS LAN that was in Malaysia, if I'm not mistaken, Myros and Rolex, they were in that squad that actually made it to the finals over here in WESG. So for them actually still being in the Thailand #1 team and still having a chance to represent in the Odyssey Cup 2025, I think that will show that, yeah, I mean, this Thailand team, they are no slouches and we can't really sleep on them. If we actually take them lightly, I think we might just get destroyed by them.
Steamrolled. You know?
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say it's very similar to the rest of the teams here. I mean, it's the top teams in their own respective country. But I want to know what happened in Indonesia. You know, usually we see alter ego, but this time around, we're not seeing them here today. It's someone else, a whole different team.
Yep, they actually lost out to
Deep Cross Gaming, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they actually won the first map and then they lost the second and the third map. And the third map, they were actually down 11-6. But Cross Gaming, they actually made a fantastic comeback on Ancient to actually punch their ticket all the way here to Malaysia.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things. You know, you take out the big dogs, but you know, Alter Ego, you know for a fact that they have the LAN experience. They have the experience as a team. You know, Deep Cross Gaming, I'm not sure about their history, but you know, coming to a whole different country, we'll see whether or not they can you know, perform under this pressure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Pressure is on all of these teams coming in, and I think I kind of want to highlight the topic about the map pool, right? Map has completely shifted in terms of the past few months, right? Even right now with the Budapest major going on, every single team has kind of swapped up their map and everything they've been picking out, right? We're seeing more train, we're seeing more overpass. Anubis is gone, right?
Yep.
Anubis was such a highly picked map before, just to be a surprising factor for a lot of these teams. And then, you know, standardized Dust 2 goes straight to the EU side, usually the EMEA side mostly. So a lot of the other teams didn't really play Dust 2 afterwards, and then Ancient and Mirage start to become the consistent third mappers or the first mappers.
Yeah, because I mean, ever since, I mean, if we look back for about 2 years, there's always one map that in general all the teams don't like. Like it was Vertigo at one point, and then it was.
Don't remind me.
But now in this current map pool, there's basically two map pools that they either have to veto out Train or Overpass. So if you actually do not play one or you do not play both, it could be a disadvantage to the teams that actually play both of this map. We just look at the #1 team in the world free round. Why? Because they have a good Overpass and a good Train. And yeah, you can just ban out the classic Mirage, Dust 2 Inferno, and yeah, take it to somewhere a little bit more technical where you need some skill set, some utility, teamwork to actually play and win rounds instead of just raw aim firepower duel like our classic Dust 2.
Yeah, no, I mean, the thing about Mirage as well, how it's kind of done its evolution is also kind of strange, right? It's usually we've had Dust 2 as the prime aim map. Now it's become Mirage, and it slowly started to shift that way along with the player base as a whole, right? We started seeing it in just the usual rank back in CSGO before CS2, and then when CS2 kind of came out, Faceit kind of followed as well with everyone else playing there, started kind of really defaulting to Mirage. I would say now the default pickup for a lot of teams is Ancient, because Ancient has started to become one of the more flexible map for a lot of teams, right? It fits so many different playstyles. You can go fast, you can go slow, you can go for different kind of split takes and everything. Ever since the skybox kind of opened up as well for a lot of these maps, you know, you can do your setups quite fast from your spawn, and you can just play around with so many different windows and timings.
Yep, I mean, Ancient is definitely one of the maps that I think will be picked a lot during this tournament because yeah, it is basically I think a fair ground. It was like the last time Mirage. Or if we want to settle things, if it's 1-1, I think yeah, Ancient is the place that normally would decide things.
Yeah, I think that used to be Inferno, you know.
Yep.
Back then, back in the days, I guess, the CSGO days, you know, you'd have maybe a Mirage, you'd have a Dust 2, let's say, and then the third map, the decider is always going to be Inferno. Nowadays, we see a lot of Ancient, and I'm hoping to see a lot of Ancient because during the qualifiers, at least in my experience, watching the Malaysian qualifiers, we saw Bayman Esports get extremely aggressive. You know, whether or not they're on the CT side, they just full on take control of the tunnels. They want to get that early positioning and just kind of take away map control from the T side. And they do a very, very good job at that. I'm excited to see if they can keep that form up. And I'm excited to see how the other countries, the teams, do they do a similar kind of play style, I guess?
Yeah, because I mean, just to bring up Bayman again as the example, right? They were such on a different level in that qualifier. It kind of made everyone that was playing there look like they were just several years back in comparison, right? From mechanics to strategy, right? It was there's a reason why this is the core team that's here today, right? And not only that, the way that they played, right, hides so much, right? In the online qualifier, depending on the kind of matchup, depending on the kind of teams that you're getting into sign in, right? You don't know. It could be some team just having their chance for fun, and then the actual pros coming in wanting to shoot their shot up at stardom and try and really persevere and go through and punch through into a higher tier, right? So for Bayman, they're hiding their strat. It's basically, let's save the strat, guys, for the finals, because they won't know. And again, I think there's like 7 other teams that are probably going to do that as well.
Yeah, I think most of the qualifiers was a little bit straightforward.
Yeah.
I think maybe the only one that actually had some good finals, it was basically the Australia, where both of these teams actually met. And also the Indonesian qualifiers, where what was that team?
Wolfgang?
Yeah, no. That's the
Deep
Philippines
Cross?
team. Team
Deep
Deep Cross
Cross,
actually beat out thing. Yeah, that was only basically the 2 games that were actually went to 3 maps, or it was a little bit close. Other than that, basically they were just stomping over their opponents in the final. But it was just a national qualifier, and this is the regional land, and I don't think that kind of results will actually replicate itself on this kind of stage. You can't just run through your opponents. I mean, maybe you can try a round or 2, but eventually it will be punished compared to previously. So I'm just really looking who can actually keep up this aggressive game style, because this kind of things actually can win you games, can actually win you tournaments.
Yeah, no, the thing as well, right? When you're in this setting, and you don't really know who you're fighting, you don't know your opponents, you don't really know who might be, the IGL, the voice of the team, because as we know, there can be multiple voices in one team, right? And whether that's good or bad can be decided on game day, right? And how their structure will move them forward. But there's this next level kind of mind games that the IGLs are going to have. Like, all right, what's this guy going to be thinking about, right? They're basically playing chess in the server,
definitely.
right? Strategy, throw a strategy. Let's throw a rush. Let's see what happens. How would they react? Let's slow things down. Let's see how they react, right? And that kind of ping pong between the teams is something I really, really am excited to fight for. Because like you said, right, it doesn't reflect their proper, true way of actually coming through into the games, right? So it can be very, very different when things go live.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, just insane, guys. But we're gonna be here for the next 3 days. It's gonna be insane. If you guys are in the area, if you guys are in Selangor or KL, do drop by Cool City Mall. But nonetheless, we have been your panelists. That's gonna be end here for now. We're gonna pass it back here to Priscilla on stage.
All right, thank you so much to Face, Lot, and Trevor. Now, it is finally the time you guys have been waiting for. Please, let us welcome our regional finalist team representatives to the stage. With the first team going up to be Indonesia, Deep Cross Gaming. And coming up next, the first Oceania qualifiers, Ground Zero Gaming. And for the second representative for Oceania, Semperfi Esports. And next, let's give it up to Oasis Wolfgang, hailing from Philippines. And next up, representing Singapore, let's give it up to Team Nemesis Asia. And the Thailand powerhouse, made in Thailand. Representing Vietnam, let us welcome Galacticos. And finally, protecting our turf from Malaysia, let us welcome Bayman Esports. Now, gentlemen, welcome to the stage. The qualifiers are over, and we will decide who you fight today. Now, before that, let's take a look at our bracket over right here, which is still empty. Now, let us kickstart our first segment of the day and welcome the honored guests from Samsung Electronics. Let's give it up to Mr. Marcus Tan, Region Product Marketing of Samsung Electronics, as well as Mr. Chester Ong, Regional Product Manager of Samsung Electronics, to the stage. Now, gentlemen, are you guys ready? Of course, we are amped up and get ready to showdown. Now, I would like to introduce Mr. Marcus Tan to do the first honor for the first match draw. Now, let's see who is the first up. And it is Deep Cross Gaming. Now, can I have the captain right to the front of the stage? And then for the second team, who would they face? And it is dun, 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 made in Thailand. Now, Captain, it is time for you guys to do a face-off. May the odds be ever be in your favor, they say. Thank you, Mr. Marcus Tan, for doing the honors. And now, I would like to introduce Mr. Chester Ong to do the second match draw. Now, the first team is Semper Fi Esports. Can I have the captain to the front of the stage? Thank you. And now, who will they face? We're getting nervous right here. Very, very nervous. I can feel the energy right here. And then it is Team Nemesis Asia from Singapore. Oh my god. Now this is gonna be interesting. Now they're doing a face-off with a brotherly hug to each other. And thank you to the captains. Thank you so much to our honored guests from Samsung Electronics. And you guys can see we already have the first half of the brackets in here. Now, we would like to introduce our next honored guest. First up is Miss Adeline Tay, Head of Marketing TCP Red Bull Malaysia, as well as Kim Koh, Senior Brand Manager for TCP Red Bull Malaysia. Ladies, welcome to the stage. And now I would like to Miss Adeline Tay to do the honors for the third match draw. And the team would be Malaysia. It is Galacticos. Can I have the captain to the stage? Thank you. And now I would like to introduce Miss Kim Koh for the second team. Malaysia. Guess Miss Adeline wants Malaysia really bad right now. And it is Ground Zero Gaming. Alright, face off. Just a simple handshake. May the odds be ever in their favor. Thank you, captains. And now, as you can see, the remaining ones are... Can I have the bracket on the screen, please? Thank you very much. Now the remaining is... I have the bracket on the screen? I think we let them open up. The next one will be Oasis Wolfgang versus Bayman Esports. You guys are the last team, and I would say may the odds be ever in your favor, and let's have a face-off. And thank you so much to our VIPs. Thank you so much to all of our teams right over here. And that marks as today's final draw. Now, before I pass it on to our dear panels, I would like to give a big shout out to our sponsors: TT Racing, Logitech, Samsung, Red Bull, Asahi, and many, many more. They are actually giving out prizes as well as goodie bags tomorrow here at Kuala City Mall Level 6. So if you're up to something big, or you want to, maybe change up your gear a little bit with the Logitech's brand new gear equipment, or maybe Samsung's OLED monitors, you know where to be now. And without further ado, I would like to pass it back on to our dear panels.
All right, thank you so much for that, Priscilla. And yeah, do come down if you want to get yourself some prizes. That 500 hertz monitor that's OLED, kind of crazy. It's like looking through a window, like I mentioned so many times. But the teams are set. Everyone has who they maybe want to face or maybe not want to face, depending, right? But matchups are there. What are you thinking?
There is a couple of standout matches for me, to be exact. The one that I actually really want to pick out is Simplify against Nemesis Asia. Yeah, so that for me, I think will be the highlight of the first round. So yeah, I guess. So basically, these teams have less than 24 hours to go back to actually think.
True.
How do we play this chess game? Do we want to play to our advantage, or do we want to take off their best maps from them? So
Yeah. I guess it's either you come up with strats yourself to go for it, or you anti-strat against them. It's not a lot of time. I don't think it's even 24 hours. We're going to be playing in the morning tomorrow. We got less than 24 hours.
Less than 24 hours.
Yeah, it's insane. But yeah, I definitely, that match, I think with Nemesis and Simplify, probably one of the better matches to watch out for. I'm going to be super excited to see that one through, and I'm just excited to see the firepower these two teams can bring, because individually, incredible. Nemesis Asia, they've got Impression already. Just himself is a beast to deal with. He's been in the scene for quite some time. He's got the experience. He can definitely spread it here across the team, and we'll see whether or not Simplify can hold up against that for sure.
Yeah, very excited to see what they can now finally start to realize against their opponents, right? What they can start prepping for, possible aggression, possible non-aggression, defaults, non-defaults. It can be anything, because we won't really know until we see it, even then, until the game day, right? And not only that, I want to bring up just the fact that, like, okay, now that everyone kind of has settled in, now we're going to be thinking, all right, first game of the day is going to be quite early in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're morning people yet, right?
No.
That could be one. That
Gamers.
could be a factor.
Yep.
Gamers,
Normally gamers, we start in the evening towards the late morning, not
Right.
like early in the morning. So yeah.
There was that whole funny little article with Monacy having a slump because he swapped up his timing because he was such a night demon, and then he had to turn to a morning demon. It just caused him to slump, and I don't know, could affect the players the same way, right? We don't wake up early, but I'm kind of interested to see the Bayman versus Oasis one, just because I think time and time again I've seen so much Malaysian versus Philippines matchups, and it's always very, very fun in between those teams, and I like to see what kind of styles are gonna conflict with each other or drive with each other, right? It's either mahal kita or kita very mahal.
Yeah, either way. So this Odyssey Cup, it will be taking place from tomorrow Friday all the way to Sunday. Kuala City Mall, Kuala Lumpur. If you're around KL, do head down. We have nice seats for you to actually watch the game live. I think the game will go live from 12 p.m. tomorrow, because
Yeah.
we have the opening ceremony at, I think, at about 11.
Mhm.
So yeah, tomorrow we will have the games all the way up to late evening or maybe night. So if you're around KL, you can drop by and check out all these 8 teams battling out for a prize pool of $50,000. That's a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, 20,000 USD first place. And the thing is, they've got a lot of these titans that they've got to go up against. You know, top teams here from all across this region, and I'm just excited to see. Probably, I think it was the first game. I think made in Thailand up against the likes of
Deep Cross, yeah.
Deep Cross. Oh, that's gonna be insane. I mean, Deep Cross themselves,
That is a regional battle. I mean, Thailand and Indonesia has been going against each other in esports for God knows when. So this is
A
the
lot of
best
pressure.
way to actually kick off our event. Yeah. And then one more thing, we have actually also split up both the Oceanic teams. So if they were to actually win up their games, they could actually meet in the upper bracket final. That could be something interesting as well.
Mhm.
But that is way long way more before we get to that. So we need to start it off. We need to see how they actually play on land. How can they actually show up to the server? Can they be a morning person and do the right thing tomorrow? Yeah. So
Yeah.
all these kind of factors will come into play tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the thing. It's a LAN environment. You're not in the comfort of your own home. Yes, you do. You may have multiple games throughout the day, but where are you gonna chill? You know, if you're online, you play your first series, you take a break at your couch, you know, on your bed, you take a nap. Here, you know, I think fatigue eventually will catch up to you, and that's why I think we've got our sponsors, TCP Red Bull Malaysia. Thank you very much for supporting this event.
Yeah, definitely got to get energized here. Speaking of chill, I mean, hey, if anyone decides to come down here and they're early, even the players, if you're early, you guys can maybe snag the beanbag positions over there. There's some nice beanbags you can kind of lay down and watch the games in pure comfort. I mean, come on, you can see the stage behind me. It's beautifully set up, the lights and everything, right? And again, possible factor into how they're going to be playing, right? So it's some of these players prefer their peace in their homes. There's nothing crazy happening around them in their peripheral vision. This is borderline overstimulating for some people, and
Yeah.
that can instantly dip your performance, right? And again, that's a true test of if you really want to be a proper player in this esport, or just a proper athlete in this esport, right? You have to deal with all these factors. You have to be able to adapt into everything that gets thrown at you in LAN environments, from the teams, anything.
Yep, I mean, that's being with the audio background music a little bit too loud and it's getting across your way, but the round is still being played and the round is still live. And you can't complain after that and say, hey, you know, your music was playing too loud and I didn't hear the opponent come in. Can you restart the round? That kind of thing doesn't happen in this kind of tournament. You have to play through whatever situation. Make it the best, make it the worst. Even if your headset get disconnected during the round, you have to play it through the round. I mean, that's the normal rules of CS. Any pause will be before the round and, you know, nothing during the round. So yeah, all these kind of factors, whether they can play in a foreign country, or whether they can play at 10 a.m. in the morning, or whether they can be as fresh as they were at 10 a.m. if their game is only at 4 or 5 p.m. But they already have to check in here at 10 a.m. So there's what, 6-7 hours for them before actually getting to actually go on the PC and even play and warm up. So for them coming in whole and they need to play their best CS at that critical time, this is the most important factor for the teams doing well for this weekend.
One thing I kind of want to bring up that we kind of missed out on, a lot of these teams, they are also kind of mixed in terms of their roster, right? The Singaporean team, Team Nemesis, is not actually fully Singaporean. It's 2 Singaporeans, 2 Philippine players, and 1 Kazakhstan players, I think is what I mentioned earlier in the first part. But the thing is, there are language barriers between some of these teams, right? And that can be such a thing to overcome. For Nemesis, Impression mentioned that, like, you know, the 4 months that they've been working together, that's one of the things they've been trying to focus on a lot, is just the language barrier. Anything that they can kind of get through in terms of their comms to try and clean it up fully, that is the most important thing that they can work on at the moment. Besides, you know, getting their compatibility, which I think they're fine, and a lot of these players, I think, in terms of finding their positions and their roles, usually there shouldn't be too much conflict in that regard. But language barrier can definitely be one of those things that stops the team completely in their tracks.
Yep, definitely. So for me, I mean, is there any teams that you really, I mean, any caught your eye or caught your attention? I mean for us fans that you could actually point out for a team that to actually look out for this tournament.
I'm not quite sure, but I think for me, like I said earlier, I'm going for Semper Fi or GZ, any of the OCE teams. Yourself before we close things off?
Yeah, I think the OCE teams kind of curious to see what impression has for the Singaporean side and Bayman as well.
Any
Yeah,
one
for
you?
me, I will go for our local Bayman and to see whether they can live up to.
Yeah,
The
support
stage is
local.
nice, the country is here, so yeah, it's time for Malaysia to finally step up and do something on the big stage.
Yeah, definitely. But guys, that's gonna be all here for us on the panel list here. Yeah, we're gonna have to see tomorrow whether or not these guys are onliners or whether they can play LAN, guys. So I'm FaZe, this is Lot Caliber, Trevor as well. We will see you guys tomorrow for match day 1.
Day after day, time passes away, and I just can't get you out my mind. Nobody knows I hide it inside. I keep on searching, but I can't find the courage to show, letting you know I've never felt so much love before. And once again, I'm thinking about taking that easy way out. But if I let you go, I will never know what my life would be holding you close to me. Will I ever see you smiling back at me? Oh yeah. How will I know if I let you go? Night after night, I hear myself say, why can't this feel just fade away? There's no one like you speak to my heart. It's such a shame we're worlds apart. I'm too shy to ask, I'm too proud to lose, but sooner or later I gotta choose. And once again I'm thinking about taking that easy way out. But if I let you go, I will never know what my life would be holding you close to me. Will I ever see you smiling back at me? Oh yeah. How will I know if I let you go? If I let you go, ooh baby, yeah. Once again, I'm thinking about taking the easy way out. But if I let you go, I will never know what my life would be holding you close to me. Will I ever see you smiling back at me? Oh yeah. How will I know? But if I let you go, I will never know. I will never let you go, baby. Will I ever see you smiling back at me? Oh yeah. How will I know if I let you go?
Sweep up the best brand deals with up to 90% off. Shop Lazada's 12/12 sale.
Imagine an EV that takes you closer to what you believe in. I can be your power, your peace, your pride. I am the Proton EMAS 5. Own your space.
Boleh kunyah sebelah je.
Masak boleh, makan susah.
Rindu lepak makan dessert.
Sesedar Fresh Min 24 jam perlindungan sensitiviti dan kesegaran berpanjangan. Jaga gigi sensitif dengan Sensodyne. Mesti relief, mesti Sensodyne.
If you're a student, here's how you can save some of your time. The easiest way to score top essay marks like this is to just ask Grammarly to find gaps in your essay. It basically suggests areas for further reading and helps make your arguments more well-rounded and critical. If citations take up too much of your time, there is an auto citation tool that pops up when you have the extension installed. And yes, these are all free features. As you know, Grammarly can help you with email drafts. But if you upgrade to Grammarly Pro, you can get access to tools that can turn your wordy sentences into clear, effective ones with just a few clicks. And now, if you ever need to prove that your work is your own, they've added an authorship feature that shows whether your writing was done by you, by AI, or edited through Grammarly. The link to create a Grammarly account will be below.
Seakan dunia menyebut namamu syahdu, dua menjadi satu.